glowing up.
This is amazing.
I love anything that glows, so this is perfect.
A colorful and crowded canal celebration marks 50 years of Las Colinas. We have all of the highlights. Shining a light.
We know that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 7 men are a victim of domestic violence.
People turn out to draw attention to the issue of domestic violence. Hear from some of the people involved. Plus, the event where parents will learn how to protect their children and spooky sights at Eerie Irving Park. Now on City Source. Residents weigh in with their ideas for the Lee Park pool as Irving elevates aquatics and recreation. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. We'll have highlights from a public input meeting in a few minutes, but we begin with an event unlike any ever seen in Irving. Glow caps off the months-long recognition of the 50th anniversary of Las Colinas as a master plan development in the city of Irving. The Las Colinas Association estimates attendance at around 19,000 people for the two-night event. We spread out over all of the celebrations to bring you this wrap-up. What's got to be the biggest and most colorful party in the history of the Mandalay Canal celebrates history.
This is amazing. It's so fun.
It's a good energy, good music.
This is Glow, marking 50 years of Las Colinas.
We knew we needed to do something big to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Las Colinas.
At this two-night event, all around, there are entertainers on the stage, on the water in gondolas,
nice vibe, and also kind of reminds me of New Orleans.
beating drums on the banks, and in the thick of the crowd to pose for pictures.
I love like the people walking around that are glowing with different outfits. I love that.
Glow is lighting up the night for locals
Walking distance from home.
and people from all around.
We've been here living in Texas for 17 years, and this is the first time we've known that there's a canal here.
What a great opportunity to really show off what we have down here.
And organizers have some surprises. Don't let this tranquil scene fool you. These are called Illuminati Ignices, lotus fireflowers, part of the art park at Gables Water Street.
I was passing by and saw flames, so we were like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, you can feel the heat.
These ones right here?
The crew shared the controls for a minute.
Good job, Libby. She doesn't want to give it up. Look, she pressed all 3 buttons. Go ahead, girl.
And talk about fired up.
That was amazing. That was the best performance I almost ever saw.
Pedal Power activates this feature.
I love to ride my bike, so this is really cool. This is like the next level.
While the focus is on fun, there is also respect for the history of Las Colinas and its founder, Ben Carpenter.
I've been involved in Las Colinas for 49 of the 50 years. Went to work for Mr. Carpenter in 1980. I think seeing all these people out here, he would be smiling and saying, okay, this is what I always hoped for.
Mr. Carpenter had a wonderful idea for a great community.
The Las Colinas Association hopes this event may help people rediscover area treasures.
This is an opportunity to bring people back on the canals, which has been somewhat quiet over the last few years.
Well, my hope is that people will just continue to see all of the growth happening here in Irving and to bring life back to this area. Oh, that is like this all the time. Every weekend. Every weekend.
Being able to come down and show what we have down here in the canal in Las Colinas and what it means, to the city as being part of the city of Irving.
We've been here for 10 years now, and we don't want to move.
It is time for the fireworks finale as people share what makes Las Colinas special.
I definitely see a sense of community.
It's an amazing place because I think it's so multicultural. It's
Beautiful. Love everything about Las Colinas.
A lot to recognize as Las Colinas celebrates 50 years.
Happy birthday, Las Colinas.
Happy birthday, Las Colinas.
Such a great time, and we have a few more notes to share from that event. You see the lights in the trees? Well, listen to this.
The lights in the trees and the sound system that goes with them are permanent installations,
and they will be here for many years to come, hopefully, and will be an opportunity for other groups to come in and utilize the Mandalay Canal and have a great experience with their own festivals.
The Las Colinas Association shared a list of a few upcoming events where you could catch that light show on the canal. It includes Day of the Dead, Veterans Day, and Diwali. The lights will also be activated over the holiday season. During Glow, you could hear that there was a lot of loud music at the event, but at this attraction, the vibe was different. This is called a silent disco. For Glow, it is set up at Lumen Fitness at Water Street.
What is a silent disco? So everyone comes in, and unlike a normal club or a bar, all of the music is in your headphones. So each of the headphones have 3 music stations in this case. We have EDM, we have hip hop, we have Latin. So you get to switch the stations at any time, and you also get to control the volume. The cool thing is, one, when you're with a private group, you all get to know you're kind of in the same, almost in the same world together, right? Everyone can be listening to different music, you could be listening to different music, and there's this weird freedom of expression.
When it's not set up as a disco for this special event, Lumen Fitness offers a unique form of high-intensity training in this smart studio. The company's first location is here in Irving, and expansion is already happening. We have a little more from Glow to show you at the end of today's show. People are sharing their ideas for the new pool coming to Lee Park. Residents gathered at the Lee Park Recreation Center to learn more about plans to replace the outdated pool there. They heard about the current concepts. Potential features of the new pool include a sloped beach-style entry, lap lanes, and a play zone.
We wanted to have facilities, activities within the pool that are active. So we think of aquatics and pools. We don't want to just have flat water all the time. You don't want to just see the rectangular pool. We've got flat water, but we have vertical water. We're going to have sprays and bubblers and toys and things that are going to be adding interest to that.
As you see in this initial concept shared at the meeting, the pool entry building is expected to be constructed closer to the parking lot to allow for easier drop-off. The city's contractor, Dunaway Associates, will incorporate input from residents and city staff into the final design. The new pool is part of the City of Irving's initiative we've been telling you about to elevate aquatics and recreation.
You know, I'm excited about it right now, and I think this is something that the community has been wanting for a very long time. It's something that the citizens of Irving need. So we're really happy to see the commitment that management and council has to put these type of amenities here for our residents, and the fact that they're moving so fast, it's just great.
The new pool is expected to open in the spring of 2025. Learn more about all of the aquatics projects underway at cityofirving.org/playirving. The annual event called Illuminate Irving marks Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Victims, advocates, and law enforcement all come together to shine a light on the issue.
It's just an honor for me to be invited here tonight and be able to share my story or my truth.
Today, I am no longer a victim nor a survivor. I am an advocate.
We are here tonight in honor of our sorority sister, Zena Williams, who was tragically taken away from us 10 years ago.
We started the event about 8 years ago. We wanted to do something that would honor victims and survivors of domestic violence in kind of a new and different way.
It just warms my heart to have an event like this where we're actually recognizing those who are in need, those who've been victimized.
We've got several different informational booths here. So we've got the Family Place, we've got Legal Aid of Northwest Texas, Legal Aid for Sexual Assault Survivors.
It highlights community. It brings us our partners from the Family Place, the Advocacy Center, the companies that come alongside to help us.
Our Irving Library is here that has a wealth of information and resources for families. So just a lot of really great resources here tonight. We learned about this tradition in Japanese culture called toranagashi, and it's to honor those who have suffered atrocities. And we just felt like this would be a very appropriate way to honor victims and survivors of domestic violence.
Our dear sorority sister, Zena, her estranged husband killed her, her daughter, her oldest daughter.
I found myself in this abusive relationship. I stayed with my ex-husband for 8 years until I found the courage to leave him. I currently work at the family place and I serve as the Senior Director of Residential Programs, which means that I oversee the 2 women's shelters that we have, the men's shelter and the Child Development Center. It means a lot to me because that's the same shelter where I was.
I hope that people see that they're not alone, that there are other people who have gone through this and have found hope and healing.
So don't be silent. Make sure you speak up.
On to more news from the police department. Officers will offer a car seat safety check on Saturday morning, November 11th. Appointments are required because availability is limited. Call 972-721-7360 to reserve a spot. Police say this is an important program because most car seats are installed incorrectly. Parents and other caregivers who participate in this will learn proper techniques from officers who are certified child passenger safety technicians. Spooky sights and colorful costumes were all around as the city of Irving once again transformed Trinity View Park into Eerie Irving Park. The event is always a big hit with families, and our team captured some highlights.
Man, this right here is phenomenal.
I feel like a little kid. Tonight is our annual Eerie Irving. We started in 2020 with a drive-through event, and then this is our 3rd year doing the walkthrough. We're really enjoying things and getting the community together.
We got carnival game. Here, this is our haunted house where each rec center has their own little section.
Very scary and very awesome.
What'd you see in there?
Clowns, other things that scared me. They keep still, and then once I come near them, they like boo, like scare us.
My heart jumped out of my body and went to Garland.
We are in the interactive photo booth. We were trying to figure out what we could do as a team in the city manager's office, and we decided that we were going to be Gru and the Minions. And so we have been taking Minion pictures with everybody all night long. The kids have been awesome, and we've had just as many adults.
There was a lot of scares, a lot of candy. I should have brought a bag. A 10 out of 10.
Every single person that I've spoken to tonight has been from Irving, and I love that. I love that our residents are here enjoying this event.
Keep it up, man. You know, this keeps everybody, happy. It keeps the city vibrant, man. Just keep it going.
And planning is already underway as we approach more holidays. Applications to participate in this year's holiday parade are due on November 26th. This year's theme is Tales of the Holidays. The parade, tree lighting, and drone show will take place on Saturday, December 2nd. It kicks off the Holidays at Heritage celebration. IrvingEvents.org has more details on all of this. This is the time of year a lot of people start thinking of those big holiday meals with friends and family. While it's great to celebrate, it's also important to be mindful of a potential costly and disruptive problem, and it has to do with cooking grease. We have news of a holiday grease roundup to share. JC Lewis is the Environmental Compliance Inspector with Irving Water Utilities, and she joins us now. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you brought a lot of things with you today. What are we looking at here?
Absolutely. So this is our model of a sewer pipe. So when it starts off clean, and over time as you're pouring fats, oils, and grease down the drain, it'll stick to the sides. Much like fatty food sticks in your arteries, it does the same thing until it slowly builds up and is 100% clogged.
What kind of problems can this cause?
It can cause a lot of big issues. So in your home specifically, once it's fully blocked, anything you're flushing or washing down the drain has nowhere to go. It will come back up. Can be really costly plumber bills. You can also have property damage anytime water, wastewater comes back into your home.
So that's the home. What about throughout the city system?
So in the city's wastewater collection system, it's going to be on a much bigger scale. It'll affect a lot more people. When you have blockages of that main, it has nowhere else to go, and all that pressure, it's got to come back up into the streets, into homes. Can cause a big health issue and also environmental issues as well.
So hearing all that, let's talk alternatives. What are you advising residents do?
Yeah, absolutely. The most important thing is to be mindful of habits that you have in the kitchen. when you're putting stuff down the drain, scraping all of your pots, pans, and plates off into the trash as much as you can, and then any large amounts of cooking oil you can actually drop off at water utilities at the Valley View Municipal Complex. We have a bright yellow collection cage. Drop it off in a sealed container any day, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and we'll send it off to be recycled.
Tell me about that. What happens once it's recycled?
Once we have those big barrels filled up, we send it off and it gets turned into biodiesel.
So an important program, good things to keep in mind, not only at the holidays, but throughout the year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always important, not just when you're cooking your turkeys.
JC Lewis with Irving Water Utilities. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And you can learn more about all of this at defendyourdrainsnorthtexas.com. The City of Irving is hosting an environmental career symposium. It's for high school and college students as well as anyone looking to change careers. The symposium is happening on Saturday, November 11th from 1 until 3 p.m. at 1925 West Royal Lane. There will be exhibitors and 2 panel discussions. One is on how to choose the right environmental career, and at another, professionals will share a day in their life. We have several stories we're working on for our next edition of City Source. The director of Irving Solid Waste Services will be here to talk about changes that take effect on December 4th. That's when the city will go back to twice weekly trash collection. Learn all about it next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. Also, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/thecityofirving. We add a lot of new content, so it is a good idea to subscribe. And while you're there, hit that like button on the videos you watch to show us some love and leave us some positive comments. We always like to read those. And look for updates on events and initiatives across the major social media platforms at the City of Irving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more from Glow as Las Colinas celebrates 50 years. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.